Good afternoon, race fans. Welcome to USA International Speedway. I'm Aaron Johnson with the Johnson iRacing team, bringing you today's feature. It's 40 fast laps in the iRacing Advanced Legends Cup from USA International in Lakeland, Florida. This is Season 3, Week 9 of the 2021 iRacing Advanced Legends Cup season. Let's have a look at today's starting lineup. Starting in the 12th spot in car number 12, racing out of the United Kingdom/Ireland, it's the Mandalorian Legends car of Alexander McKay. Starting in the 11th spot in car number 7, racing with us from the Virginias region, it's Ronald Farmer in the Mountain Dew Legends car. Starting 10th in car number 6, it's the Ride the Lightning Legends car of Matthew Hall out of the Atlantic region. Starting 9th in car number 8, it's Kamil Misiacek out of Central and Eastern Europe. Starting 8th in car number 9, racing out of Sydney, Australia, Dexter Tenadora. Starting 7th in car number 2, racing out of Milan, Italy, that is Fabian Otonello. Fabian in the pits for the start of this race. He missed the grid. Starting 6th in car number 11, racing out of Benelux, it's the Vertigear Legends car of Derek Toms. Now, your top 5 starters. Starting in the 5th spot in car number 10, racing out of Georgia, that's Joshua Ashley. In the 4th starting spot in car number 4, the Suicide Prevention Lifeline car of Fischer from Long Island, New York. Fish is going to show up in your telemetry on the left-hand side of the screen as car 4, but on the TV screen, he'll be driving that Suicide Prevention 16. Starting 3rd in car number 5, out of Canada, that's Josh Gordon. On the front row outside in car number 3, racing the Intel Legends car out of New Jersey, that is Aaron Bunker. And on the pole in car number 1, the First Responder Legends car of Darren Wetzel, Darren from Coram, New York. A strong field here at USA International. These drivers, 12 of them, account for more than 200 iRacing asphalt racing wins across the iRacing asphalt series. Pace car leading the field down the back straightaway. Now down the front straightaway into turn number 1. The lights are off. We should have the green flag next time by. Darren Wetzel, a fast race car, good driver running with us out of Coram, New York. Just behind him, that's Kevin Gordon in the pot car. We've got Wetzel, Bunker, Gordon, Fisher, Ashley, and Toms, your top 6. Those are the front 3 rows. Then at Otonello, Tenadora, Misiacek, Hall, Farmer, and McKay. Pace car should be in this time by. And we are ready to go green at USA International. Pace car is in. Looks like we had Gordon maybe look to the inside. Kind of a slow start there by Darren Wetzel. Gordon holds off. If he had passed before he got to the stripe there on the inside line, that would have been a black flag. But as it was, Gordon manages to get by both. We got the 3 spinning. Looks like the 3 of Aaron Bunker goes around. That's going to take the 8. It also involves the 11 of Derek Toms. A lot of carnage early on. Fisher makes his way through out front. It's the 5 of Kevin Gordon. Gordon leads with Wetzel 2nd, Fisher 3rd. In 4th, it looks like Dexter Tenadora. Tenadora also making it through the carnage caused when there was an early spin. That's the 7 of Ronald Farmer upside down. You see he just disappears. That's the escape feature in iRacing. It's the equivalent of a tow truck, but without a caution flag. These lower division races, this is a rookie division race, they tend to have no cautions. We see Fisher has gotten around the 1 of Darren Wetzel. Out front, it's Gordon, followed by Fisher, Wetzel, Tenadora, and Toms. Kevin Gordon leads. We are 3 laps into a 40-lap feature event. Already a lot of action, a couple of accidents taking out some of the lead cars. As Kevin Gordon looks like he's extending the lead over the 16 of Fisher. Out front, Gordon, that pot car glued to the bottom line. He comes out of the turn now into the back straightaway. Kevin Gordon with the lead, Fisher 2nd, Wetzel 3rd. Let's have a look at how they run on the speedway. The 2nd place car is the 16 of Fisher. Fish in the Suicide Prevention Lifeline car behind Fisher. That is the 1 of Darren Wetzel. Wetzel currently shown in the 3rd spot, about a 2.5 back behind Wetzel. Behind Wetzel. That is the 6 of Dexter Tenadora. The 9 of Dexter Tenadora. Tenadora currently shown in the 4th spot. Behind Tenadora, that's the 11 of Derek Toms. Toms in the 5th spot. Then behind Toms, The next car on the speedway is the 12 of Alexander McKay. McKay currently running in 6th. Behind McKay, that's the 3 of Aaron Bunker involved in that earlier spin. Bunker in the 7th spot. Then behind Bunker, it's the 8 of Kamil Misiacek. Misiacek currently running in 8th. Behind him, that's Matthew Hall in the 9th spot. The next car on the speedway is the 10 of Joshua Ashley. Ashley currently 2 laps down in 10th. Behind Ashley, we're back around to the leader, Kevin Gordon, and we can see that Fischer is closing on Kevin Gordon. Fish has dropped that lead, maybe chopped into it down to about 5 car lengths. As we can see, Don Fischer really doing a nice job down the back straightaway as he closes in on Kevin Gordon. Fish making a nice run here, closing in even more, using a slightly higher entry line, maybe preserving some tires there as they come out of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway. It is Gordon, Fischer, Wetzel. Those 3 cars have pulled away from the rest of the field. It's about 3 seconds back to the 4th place car of Dexter Tenadora. Out front, Gordon with the lead, Fischer 2nd, Wetzel 3rd. They're down the back straightaway. Gordon leading the 3 cars into turn number 3, now through the center of 3 and 4 out onto the front straightaway. Kevin Gordon doing a nice job as Gordon, Fischer, and Wetzel pull away from the rest of the field. We are 9 laps into a 40-lap race. Kevin Gordon with the lead, Fischer 2nd, Wetzel 3rd. The quickest laps at USA Speedway tend to be somewhere around lap 9 or 10, so these cars should be about as fast as they're going to be. The tires have heated up. They've scrubbed off all that new rubber now. They're really hot, warm, and broken in. They should be given a lot of grip here, and we will begin to see, starting on lap number 10, lap times are going to fall off ever so slightly until you get to about lap 18 or 19, and then lap times are really going to start to drop precipitously. A good lap time here being somewhere in the 23.5 to 23.7 range. What we're going to find is that about lap 20, that drops down to about 24 seconds a lap, and by the end of the race, it may drop to 24.7. What that means is that tire management is going to be a huge part of this race as we see Kevin Gordon, Fischer, and Wetzel running 1, 2, 3. Those 3 cars have pulled away from the rest of the field. Now a nearly 6-second lead over the 9 of Dexter Tenadora. Fischer slips up the racetrack just a little bit. Wetzel closing in on Fischer. The lead for Gordon over Fischer seems to have stabilized at about 4 car lengths. We're 12 laps in as lap traffic begins to come into play. That looks like the 2 of Fabian Otinello. Otinello now 5 laps down in 12th. Otinello being passed by Gordon, Fischer, and Wetzel out front. Gordon leads. He's closing in on the 8 of Kamil Misiacek. Misiacek, the last car on the lead lap. Gordon going to go by on the inside. It's going to be Kevin Gordon making the pass on the 8 of Misiacek as Fischer goes by, as does Wetzel. These 3 cars, a 3-car train, pulling away from the rest of the field. Gordon leads the field out of turn 4 onto the front straightaway. Gordon leads, Wetzel 3rd, Fischer 2nd. Looks like Fischer maybe has dropped another car length. Fish now about 5 car lengths back. Wetzel right on the back bumper of that 16 car, trying to find a way around. Wetzel looks to the inside of Fischer. No dice. We're going to stay right here on the 5 of Gordon as he closes in on some more lapped traffic. Can't tell quite what that car is. Looks like it's the 10 of Josh Ashley. Ashley 2 laps down in the 10th spot as Gordon closes in. Fischer running a slightly higher line, maybe trying to save some tires and make that car better at the end of the race. It's Gordon up front, Fischer 2nd. They are closing in on the lapped car. That's the 10 of Joshua Ashley. Gordon out of turn 4, up high, nearly tags the wall as he tries to find his way around the 10 of Ashley. Fischer also going by on the high side the hard way around here, but it's up to the lead cars to find their way around the lap car. Ashley giving them plenty of room, but that's allowing the 5 of Gordon to stretch the lead now. Gordon with about an 8 car length advantage over the 16 of Fischer and the 1 of Darren Wetzel. Gordon, Fischer, Wetzel, 1, 2, 3. We are 17 laps into a 40-lap event. We should start to see that tire fall off about any moment. And once that begins to happen, as we see Gordon get up high again, Gordon very nearly tagging the wall out of turn 2, down the back straightaway now. We're going to watch and see if tire wear becomes an issue. Out front, it's still Kevin Gordon with the lead. Fischer 2nd, Wetzel 3rd. Then the lapped car, that's the 2 of Otinello. He's currently 5 laps down in 12th. Out front, it is Kevin Gordon. Let's make our way through the field and see how they run on the racetrack one more time as Gordon heads down the back straightaway. That's Gordon out front. Fischer in the second spot. That's the Suicide Prevention Lifeline car. Looks like Fischer closing in on Gordon. Then behind Fischer, that's the 1 of Darren Wetzel. Wetzel currently in the third spot, also trying to find his way around Fischer. Behind Wetzel, that's the 2 of Fabian Otonello. Then behind Otonello, that's the 10 of Josh Ashley. Next car on the speedway behind that group is the 3 of Aaron Bunker. He's come back into the 4th spot after an early spin. Then behind Bunker, that's the 7 of Ronald Farmer. Farmer 4 laps down in 11th. Behind Farmer on the speedway, it's the 9 of Dexter Tenadora. Tenadora currently shown in the 5th spot. Then behind Tenadora, that's the 11 of Derek Toms. Toms running in 6th. Next car on the speedway is the 6 of Matthew Hall. Hall currently shown in the 7th spot. Then we see the 12 of Alexander McKay. McKay, the last car on the lead lap. Behind them, we're back around to the 5 of Kevin Gordon. Fischer now has closed right onto the back bumper of Gordon. Fischer's car looks like it may be a little better here on this longer run. Fischer trying to find his way around as Gordon pushes up against the outside wall one more time. 2 car lengths separate Gordon and Fischer. Gordon out of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway. Don Fischer just behind him. Behind Fischer, it's Wetzel. Those 3 cars have pulled away from the rest of the field. Now 9 seconds ahead of the 4th place car of Aaron Bunker. Fischer again taking that higher line, sweeping through the corner. Now out of 2 onto the back straightaway as they close onto the lap car. That's the Mandalorian machine of Alexander McKay. The leaders go past the lap traffic. Fischer slides up ever so slightly. McKay gives him plenty of room as Gordon leads the field. It's Gordon, Fischer, Wetzel, those 3 cars pulling away. We are 22 laps in. There are 18 laps to go, just past halfway, and Kevin Gordon continues to lead. It's Gordon, Fischer, Wetzel. Those 3 cars, the class of the field, seem to be fairly evenly matched as Gordon leads the field now down the back straightaway through 3 and into 4. Now out of 4 onto the front straightaway. Looks like Gordon maybe got a little bit loose as he came off of 4. Fischer closes to within a car length and a half. Now 2 car lengths of Gordon. They go into turn number 1. Fish looking for a way around that 5 car of Kevin Gordon. Fish off of turn 2 onto the back straightaway. A nice little run coming out of 2. Looks like Fischer closing in. He's about a car length back, maybe a car and a half from the 5 of Gordon. Gordon lets the car slide up the racetrack a little bit, opens the door. Fischer takes a peek to the inside, thinks better of it, now looks to the inside again as they go into turn number 1, slides back up into line. 3 cars battling for the lead. Fischer backs off slightly, allows a little bit of room between himself and the 5. The 5 comes out of turn 4 onto the front straightaway. 2 onto the back straightaway. A car length separating Fischer and Gordon. Gordon gets 2 wheels down onto the apron. That can be disastrous at USA. He manages to hold onto the race car now. Chops off coming out of the corner. Fischer a car length back, looks to the inside as they go into turn number 1. It's Gordon, Fischer, Wetzel. These 3 cars battling for the lead. 15 laps to go. Gordon closing in on some lap traffic. That's the 11 of Derek Toms. Toms the last car on the lead lap. You just see Toms, and then just in front of him, what looks like it might be the 7 of Farmer, but I can't tell for sure. No, it looks like the 8 of Misiacek. The leaders coming in on lap traffic. Will Fischer be able to use lap traffic to his advantage, or will Gordon be able to make his way through as Wetzel sits in the catbird seat, just waiting to see if either of these drivers make a mistake, and they do. Gordon smacks the outside wall. Fischer goes by on the inside. Lap traffic coming into play. Fish making a nice move to get around the 5 of Gordon. Wetzel slammed on the brakes. He's now about 10 car lengths back. That's going to shuffle the field as lap traffic coming into play here. The 11 of Derek Toms did nothing wrong, gave the leaders plenty of room, but an error by the 5 of Gordon, and Fischer is out front now and pulling away from the rest of the field. Let's ride along with Fischer. He's made his way past the lap car of Kamil Misiacek. Fish with the lead. He goes past the start-finish line. 12 laps to go this time by. Fish leads, followed by Wetzel, then Kevin Gordon. Bunker 4th, Matthew Hall 5th, Dexter Tenadora 6th. Those 6 cars, the only cars that remain on the lead lap. Fischer down the back straightaway, rolls the car into turn number 3, allows it to roll through the center of the corner now, will roll back onto the throttle, coming out of 4 onto the front straightaway. Fish doing a nice job as he begins to pull away from the 1 of Darren Wetzel. Fischer running a nice smooth line. Lap traffic between Fischer and Wetzel. Wetzel has about a second and a half to make up in 10 laps if he's going to catch Don Fischer. He's going to need to grab about a tenth and a half of a second per lap. Don't know if Wetzel's got that left in the race car. Fish running a nice smooth line. Heads back down the front straightaway. 10 laps to go this time by. Fish with the lead, followed by Wetzel, Bunker, Hall, Tenadora, Toms. Kevin Gordon is in the pits. He must have had some severe damage from that smack into the outside wall as he tried to navigate his way around the lap traffic about 7 or 8 laps back. Up front, it's Fischer. Fischer closing in on the 9 of Tenadora. Tenadora, the last car on the lead lap. We can see that Wetzel has closed a bit on Fischer. 9 laps left. Wetzel's dropped this from a 1.4 second lead to about 1.2. Can Wetzel close in and catch Fischer? 9 laps left. Fischer with a 1.2 second lead. Wetzel has closed about 0.2 of a second in 3 laps. That rate is not quick enough. The 9 of Tenadora pulls up and out of the way, just allows Fischer and Wetzel to go by. They're going to let them settle it on the racetrack. 8 laps to go. Fischer out front. Wetzel's closed to about 1 second back now. 0.2 of a second in the last 2 laps. You can see Darren Wetzel is coming. Fish leads, Wetzel second, Bunker third, Hall fourth. 4 cars remaining on the lead lap. Fischer with the lead. He comes out of turn number 4. 7 laps to go, and Wetzel is closing. You can see Darren Wetzel closing on Fischer. He's now 0.8 of a second back. 0.8 of a second. 7 laps to go. Wetzel is going to really try to chase down the 16 of Fischer. He is closing and closing quickly. Wetzel now 0.7 of a second back. Fischer leads. Now through the center of 3 and 4 out onto the front straightaway. There's going to be 6 to go this time by. Fischer leads by 0.6 of a second. Wetzel closing about a tenth of a second per lap. That means that there should be some fireworks on the last lap, folks. Fischer with the lead, comes out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. Wetzel has closed to about 0.5 of a second behind, so Wetzel half a second back of Fischer. Fischer rolls the car into turn number 3, runs a really high sweeping line through 3, now down onto the apron or near to the apron coming out of 4. And Wetzel gets sideways. Wetzel nearly spins the race car. That costs him about 0.6 of a second. Wetzel now over a second back as he nearly loses it coming out of the corner. That's going to be a break for Fischer as Fischer runs that nice smooth line down the back straightaway now into turn number 3. Fischer with the lead. That lead is stretched out to a little over a second as Darren Wetzel got loose coming out of 4, and it cost him. Fischer, with 4 laps to go, holds a 1 second lead over the 1 of Darren Wetzel. Actually, about a 1.2 second lead over the 1 of Darren Wetzel. It looks like Wetzel may be dropping back just a bit after heating up those tires by slipping and sliding out of turn number 4. They come out of turn number 4. Fischer out of 4 onto the front straightaway. 3 to go this time by. Fischer with the lead. Wetzel second. Wetzel now a second and a half back of the 16 of Fischer. Aaron Bunker in third, Matthew Hall fourth. Those 4 cars still on the lead lap. Fischer down the back straightaway. He'll head into turn number 3. That orange and white suicide prevention car, a nice smooth line by Don Fischer. Fischer down the front straightaway. He's going to go by the checkered flag stand here. He's got 2 laps to go. 2 to go this time by. It's Fischer, then Wetzel, Bunker, Hall. Those 4 cars the lead lap. Then Tenadora, Toms, McKay, Ashley, Farmer, and Ottanello down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Fish through the center of 3 and 4 out onto the front straightaway. This time by, he's going to take the white flag. There's 1 lap left. All Fish needs to do is keep it straight and smooth. He's got a second lead over the 1 of Darren Wetzel. Fischer out of turn 2 for the last time, now down the back straightaway. He's more than a second and a half ahead now into turn number 3, the final time through turns 3 and 4. Fischer is going to take home the win at USA International Speedway. Here he comes, the checkers for Fischer. In the second spot, it's going to be Darren Wetzel. Wetzel's going to come home second with Aaron Bunker third. Matthew Hall will be fourth, and Dexter Tenadora will round out the top 5. Behind Tenadora, Derek Toms, it looks like, is going to come home in the 6th spot with Alexander McKay 7th, Josh Ashley 8th, Ronald Farmer in 9th, and Fabian Ottanello rounding out the top 10. Quite a race from USA International Speedway. A lot of action early on as a couple of incidents created some problems here at USA, but it's going to be Fischer taking home the win after making a pass for the lead on lap 22. That's going to do it for us from the Johnson iRacing team on the Johnson iRacing Network. This is Aaron Johnson saying, go fast, turn left, have fun.